You're listening to Brokeman Radio Worldwide, home of the champions, where you can be broke and still be classy. Brokeman Radio Nation. It is Sunday morning. It's time to slow down the Mustang and just turn it off, and let's just sit back and relax and reflect on what's most important. Your family is really important. And woo, how the years fly by when you're having fun. Celebrating my dad's 70th birthday yesterday, and it was a very beautiful thing to see. A lot of people I haven't seen in such a long time. My father had this just really awesome looking birthday cake. It had looked like a big old beach. It was awesome. Happy birthday to my dad, Daniel Myers, and to my uncle, Randall Myers. Happy 70th birthday on the 29th. They celebrated a great party today. Just want to say, very heavily influenced here on this Sunday morning by those two. Both of them Sunday school teachers. Both of them love to sing. And they sing with a group called Christian Friends. You may have seen some of the videos before. I'm talking about 30 some odd years doing so. I'm thinking, if I'm guessing right, about 32, 33 years doing that. And I can say to you, it definitely wasn't about the money. I got some really good mentors, and happy 70th birthday to both of you. Much love here. Family is important. Time does fly by, and you have to really take every day in one stride. I've been doing a lot of reading over the past couple of years, and you can recognize something as you read and as you pray and get closer to God. And I hope you're doing that. I try the best I can. We're all very human. We make mistakes. We get really busy. This world can keep us so busy and distract us so much that we start taking our time away that we should be using to spend time praying to God and reading our Bible. But one of the most beautiful stories to me is how Paul went from being the killer of all Christians and turns into the mouthpiece for the Christians. And, you know, he came along. Jesus had died. I think Jesus had been dead for about 40 years when Paul finally converted. But Paul changed his whole way. Imagine this. Imagine being the CEO, making millions of dollars for one of these big corporations, Amazon or whatever else. And all of a sudden, you quit your job and you go for this really small company, and no pay. I mean, they can't even really give you a paycheck, but you're over there and you are really trying to levy for them. Paul lost it all. And why would a man do such a thing? It's very compelling to go from, and now go from the killer and the persecutor to now he is trying to be, the one that's trying to talk about the Redeemer. Jesus came. He lived a short life. Most people say between the ages of 32 and 33, he was put on a cross. But he didn't stay on the cross. He got off the cross. And what did he do? 3 days later, dun, 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 here he comes. Once they thought he was down for the count. Now that happened 2,000. Well, let's keep it real here for a while. Further than 2,000 years ago, give or take. But the name Jesus has gotten stronger and stronger over the years as his story has been passed on through generations, as fathers have told their children, and as their children have told their children. The name has gotten stronger because people can relate to what Jesus went through. A lot of times in our life, we feel as though we're going through trials, we're going through tribulations. We have things happen that, for a long time, there was a guy that he and I did not see eye to eye. We did the same thing. We made our living the same way, but he was getting in my way. I was getting in his way. And finally, it came to a head one day. We met at a store, and I threatened him. He threatened me, and we both went our separate ways. But we could not stand one another because he was in my way and I was in his. But let me tell you how redemption works. Now he is going to Sunday school, church with me. When I walked in, I really didn't know who he was. The years had flown by. We sat down side by side and we talked about the Bible. We talked about things in our life. And then I heard a story of something bad that had happened to him during this time that he and I had our conflict. And it comes to find out that I had no possible idea what he was going through. Now we're friends. Now we laugh about what happened a long time ago. But it's amazing what time and God's time can do. Someone won't talk to you right now. They're mad with you. Right now, you're mad with somebody else. But God has a way of working things out in a perfect circle. I've seen it done too many times. But you can't live with a hardened heart. Sure, bad things are going to happen. Sure. But the person that you're mad at, you have no idea possibly what's going on with them. I used to be very judgmental to people. I'd be like, man, that person over there is just terrible. But honestly, they had something really going on. They had lost a child. They had, been beaten or these kind of things. I didn't know these things had gone on because they were keeping them away from everybody because it was too painful for them. But you just never know what someone's going through. So before you let yourself get out there, like today, they have these things where Karen shows out. And truthfully, mental health. A lot of people they need mental health situations. And people turn into entertainment. Oh, look at that Karen, she's horrible. And they may hit them or whatever else, and it goes viral, and everybody's like, oh, Karens are terrible. But truthfully, you don't know the whole backstory. So before you start laughing or before you start saying, yeah, I would have done that too, before you do these things, take a time out. Because you might not fully understand what it is that you're watching. That Karen could possibly be one step away from suicide. That Karen that they're making fun of right now could also have a dire need for medication. They may have a serious problem going on. And now it's going to be magnified by the fact that hopefully people won't watch it and they'll just whatever. But for millions of people, they'll watch it and they'll be very judgmental. And it possibly will get back to that person, and the person may get lower and lower and lower. So when you see certain videos from people making fun of other people, you just have no clue what's really going on in there. But this week, I want to start this, and I hope we can do something with this, but some of the most really influential chapters in the Bible, to me personally, are in the small books. I'm hoping this week possibly we can start off in 1 Timothy. Okay, this is at your own leisure. This week is 1 Timothy. Hopefully, from next week, we'll probably elaborate a little bit and then go further. Possibly go to Timothy 2. But those are some really good chapters. The book of James, the book of John. These little books that people overlook. James is a really powerful chapter, by the way. But this week it's going to be 1 Timothy. But try to do this week, and I'm going to try to do it as well. I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to us. Try your best to really step back and not jump on the bandwagon of when somebody does things that are kind of outlandish, like the lady at Walmart did this week, and the things that people do and act crazy. Listen, give yourself a break and just walk away from those things that are going to just raise up your opportunity to lose your witness. Okay? It's been a wonderful week. Thank God we're still here. And I pray this week that we'll all be safe. Brokeman Radio Nation, have a good one. And I will be back on this again on Monday. Much love to the Tallahassee community, Thomasville community. And also, as we're Brokeman Radio worldwide, I just want to say, if you've never visited down here to the south in our southern studios down here, Tallahassee is beautiful. Thomasville is beautiful. These are beautiful parts of the country. You definitely should. But, I mean, possibly my native is probably to the mountains. I love the mountains. Cherokee, North Carolina. I'll tell you, I've traveled everywhere now. Alaska's beautiful. California's beautiful. Listen to this. Guam is gorgeous. And Okinawa is beautiful. Traveled the world a little bit here, and I can tell you this, that get out there and adventure and have fun, because you just never know what tomorrow is going to bring. So enjoy yourself, and whatever you do, don't enjoy yourself at other people's expense. Do it with you and God. Much love here from Brokeman Radio.